families, help people across our Ummah and our nation with family-related issues, coping with mental, psychological, and physical, problems. For this, we've been able to organize a lot of workshop, lectures, and counseling, initially on one-to-one basis, but because of Corona or COVID-19, we have been doing our best to anchor many of these programs online, and we run both youth and adult program, and then the family program as well, whereby parents and the children, they sit down to, to listen to the programs that we have. So in terms of COVID pandemic, we offer several online lectures, and as I've said, and a lot of workshops as well. Okay, with that being said, today's lecture is going to be really interactive section. I enjoy everyone to please feel free to, pour out your concerns and worry and ask any questions that might be bothering your mind relating to COVID-19. Because as you know, what matters to me does not matter to other people. So I would really love and appreciate every one of us to please join in to, to express their opinions about COVID-19, difficulties that we've been experiencing, how we've been coping, because, as long as the COVID-19 started, we've been doing a lot of fascinating lectures to support families, to come out of depression, financially, and then, psychologically wise as well. We've helped to help as many families as possible. In fact, more than 500 families have benefited from across Women Charity during this pandemic, both here in UK and other parts of the world. So without much Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. I hope everyone is okay. And I welcome you all to today's session. Jazakumullahu khairan. May Almighty Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala reward you all. Inshallah, before we begin today, because I don't want to waste so much time, because you can't, okay, sorry about that, because I didn't really realize it. Okay, inshallah, we are going straight to the point today. So Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. Before we begin today's program, inshallah, I'll just give a quick recap about Across Human Charity. So Across Human Charity, as we believe, the main purpose of our charity is to restore balance into our society, promote peace and stability, help people across our women with family-related problems, helping them physically, mentally, and psychological related issues. And for this, we have organized so many workshops, lectures, counseling section, which we did initially on face-to-face, but due to the COVID-19, we resort back to online training. And then I hope many families have really benefited from our program. We run family sections and also youth section as well. And in terms of COVID pandemic, we offer several online and workshops to cope with this COVID pandemic. So with that being said, and without much ado, today's lecture is going to be really interactive section. So please feel free to pour out your concerns, worries, and ask questions that, questions that are bothering you. Because as I know, that what really matters to me does not really matter to others. So this is an opportunity for us to pour out our concerns relating to COVID-19, and how it has impacted us and how we can manage it and move on with our life. So inshallah, we move on to the next slide now, which is COVID-19, what matters most? Going back to school, getting back to normal, what really matters to us? Please, I would like you to please put your opinion in the chat box, or you raise up your hand or mute yourself and let us know what are the concerns, what are the worries that we have relating to COVID-19. So, Bismillah.
I think it's about how quickly it spread and how serious the situation is, and how a person can pass it on to another person without them knowing. And from that, it just spreads around really quickly.
Thank you. Thank you for your opinion. That's really good point. Yeah, because it's a viral infection, and the rate at which it's it's being passed from one person to the other is really, really so dramatic that we can never imagine. It was really going in exponential ratio, which it has really impacted so many families due to loss of life and loss of job and so on and so forth. Yeah, that's good. Thank you for that beautiful point. So are there more worries and concerns apart from that?
Assalamu alaikum. I'm starting my A-level soon, so I'm worried that maybe COVID will also affect my year like it did last year as well. So my GCSE exams were cancelled. So I'm worried that maybe COVID would have an effect on me this year as well, which would be difficult.
Thank you very much. That's another beautiful point. Yeah, about, due to bubbles that we have because of the COVID during the exam session for our youths, it's really difficult. Some online classes, and then, it's different. So I hope this time, getting back to the normal situation, I hope with this new variant is really not going to have much impact in your study. I hope. And if it happens, we're here in Across Women and then ready to give help and support how we can combat it. May Allah make it easy for you and for the rest of you. Yeah, the vaccine, somebody says here that the vaccine is dangerous and may have long-term effects. Okay, that's really good point as well. So as English people say, there is no pros without cons sometimes, things, may, as you said, that may have long-term effects, which is, if you go to the doctor from around the world, from births, we'll be able to have some cogent points relating to vaccinations. Some people may react to vaccination. We all react to things differently, but a lot of work has been carried out regarding to vaccinations. And then I think, if some population is going to be affected, it's really, really going to be very, very, very insignificant. So, but we can still carry on and search. So, read more about the vaccination, make our own informed decision before we make up our mind in taking the vaccination or rejecting it. Nobody's going to force us, but we are here to help, to listen to our worries and concerns, just signposting. So where we think we can get the necessary information about the vaccine. Even ordinary paracetamol that we take as an analgesic tablet, some people react to it in different form. So that's what I need to say. But hopefully on this platform, we'll be inviting medical personnel who will be able to talk to us in detail about the vaccination. So thank you very much for all your points and concerns. Is there anyone that wants to tell us more about their worries and concerns that they have regarding COVID-19? I think somebody's facing. Oh, I think I need to put the hand down. So how can we tackle these worries, concerns that we have? Worries always come, even before COVID-19. In fact, maybe even a 1-year-old child, we have worries and concerns, talk less of we adults. So everybody, we are already engulfed with worries and concerns. But with COVID-19, it has added so much worries and then, agitations to us. So, but how can we cope? How can we do better? So in order to overcome our concerns and worries that we have, we need to adhere to some appropriate solution that suits best. As Muslims, in this example, we can seek answers regarding to COVID from Islamic perspective. We can find this answer by looking in our hadith and in the Quran. So looking at our Quran, Allah spoke about various ways that we can cope with worries and having absolute tawakkul in Allah. In order to overcome this concern that we have, we must adhere to the most appropriate solution that best suits. For example, pandemic is not something new in Islamic era at all. If you love history and if you read a lot of history, you see that plague, something like COVID-19, has happened in long time ago, even at the time of Prophet Ibrahim, and then up to the time of Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, and up to the times of Sahabas as well. Even the bird flu that they call Spanish flu that happened over 100 years ago. So these are some of the similarities relating to COVID-19. So many hadiths and narration can also be interpreted and used to implicate the teachings and understanding of what to do when pandemic breaks out, because as we know that Islam is a complete religion, is a complete way of life. And Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam has taught us so many ways of dealing with plague or COVID when it happened. So the Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam told us, and I think this is in relation to what our government are doing for us as well, that okay, now that we have some areas that are called red zone. Red zone means that people are not allowed to travel to those areas, and they are not allowed to travel to other parts of the world. And this is really fits well to hadith of the Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam that told us that if you hear of an outbreak of plague in a land, do not enter it. But if the plague breaks out in a place while you are in it, you do not leave that area. And that is in Sahih Bukhari 5721. This hadith relates to the lockdown, as I've just said that, this time, if we have the pandemic on rise in certain area, we need to keep off from that zone, and people should be prevented from coming to that area as well. And this is what we have to do our best in obeying the rules and regulations laid out for us by our government. Even in another hadith, Aisha, wife of the Prophet that said that the Prophet related that there will not be a man whom during a plague, if he patiently remain in his home, seeking reward, whilst knowing that he will not be afflicted except with what Allah has written for him, that for him will be reward. For him will be the reward like that of a Messiah. So this relates that the reward for someone who receives something like what we call as social distances themselves is like if you are able to practicalize social distancing, keep off from an area where there are lots of plague is existing, and whatever Allah decree for us will surely come to pass. So anything that happens to us, that person, if he's trying to obey that rules and regulation, Allah will give the person the reward which is equivalent to that of a martyr. So COVID-19 from Islamic perspective, as we all know that as Muslims, we wash our hands 5 times daily. When we want to pray, we need to do our wudu. So upkeeping this right as well, inshallah, will keep us away from, contacting the COVID and prevent us from passing it on to others. And this is just a true light of what the government is establishing for us now, that we need to keep our hands clean, wash regularly, and also get them we need to use the gel to keep them purified as well. So sanitary measures to prevent the spread of this COVID is that we need to wash our hands regularly. This is not to mention, along with that, the other ritual washing for purification are also suggested to the adherents of Islam. The use of mask is also some of the precautionary measure that we can take by, I know now that, in some places it's not allowed, we are now being negligent of that. But if you can still keep it on and wear it regularly, inshallah, this will still keep the virus away from us. Islam does not discourage the use of masks. Instead, it recommends covering face while sneezing and yawning. And Islam considers sanitation as half of our faith, as we all know. So it emphasizes both social and individual cleanliness. So we still need to be wary of the spread of the virus. So it is important to keep up to sanitary standards to stay safe. I would like to use this opportunity now to ask about our opinions regarding vaccination. What is our opinion about vaccination? So I know that somebody has already put in the chat box that the vaccine is dangerous and may have long-term effects. This is may have long-term effects. As I've said earlier, that okay, sometimes things may not go 100% right, but the government have taken precautionary measure to make sure that they've done a lot of research into this thing before giving it to people. So what's the question my sister asked about that may still not clear enough, but at the moment now, Professor Olasola said, when you are faced with two difficult challenges, you need to take the least one. At this moment now, taking the vaccination, I believe, will protect one from contacting the virus, just like the virus for the tuberculosis, and then the vaccination that we give to our children as well when they are young, is just to keep them at a certain arm's length from contacting the virus. So obviously, maybe taking the vaccination will not prevent someone from contacting the virus, but at least maybe if you have the infection, it will just make the impact a little mild on us. So that is what I know about the vaccination. But inshallah, hopefully in our next session, I will bring personnel, doctors that are really in charge of this vaccination to give us a lecture about the vaccination. However, I can only signpost us to some doctors across the world, BUZZ, BUZZ, whereby we can find adequate information about the vaccination, the effects on us. So we have, different sections where we can go and find adequate information about this vaccination. So inshallah, I will try and share some of them on the link that we have. Okay, I don't disagree with anyone who wants to get vaccine. However, personally, I don't really trust it. Thank you very much, my sister. Yeah, you're absolutely right. Just as I've said that, with this vaccination, you can not compel anyone to take something that they don't feel comfortable about taking. But what we can ask, we can rub soul and mind together, for them to have informed decision about vaccination. So maybe, for example, you can read about it. You can ask your GP. You can ask maybe reliable, reputable people that they know about the vaccine. Okay. And however, if you still want to wait and and make up your opinion, it's allowed as well. But we need to make sure that we are keeping within the safety boundary, so that we don't contract the virus. So I pray to Almighty Allah to make it easy for every one of us. So now, is there anyone that have any other opinion about vaccination, or that would like to talk about the vaccination? So now let's work together and see what happened. As we know that our woman is one woman, one body, one unity. So, and then the believers in their mutual love, mercy, and compassion are like one body. If one organ complains, the rest of the body develops the pains as well. So while in the midst of the COVID-19 pandemic, it is important that we protect ourselves and help protect other people as well. While we can protect ourselves spiritually by making dua to Allah, my sisters and brothers, it is important as well that we make an effort to stay as protected as possible to prevent the spread of the virus. So this is why I work with the COVID-19 people, and I truly encourage everyone to consider the vaccine However, if you want to wait, there's no compulsion about that. You need to make your own conviction about the vaccine. So, while you are doing that, I encourage you all to please keep safe. Keep safe. The COVID-19 out there is real. It's real. Whether manufactured or natural, it's real. And many people have really been affected. So just let us try as much as possible to play safe. So no amount of protection is too much. May Almighty Allah make things easy for us. So I would like to use this opportunity to encourage all of us that we need to give things back to our community. You know, as Muslims, it is important that we give back to our community and help other people around us. People concerned about the vaccine and COVID in general are less likely to trust other people who share different demographics as them. But we also know that a conversation with someone you trust who listen to your concerns and gets where you are coming from can really make the difference. And that is why we want people to be able to have a COVID chat. COVID chats allow people to pour out their mind, their concerns, the worries that they have about COVID. Because we know that one thing is certain is that, you know, COVID-19 is not a leveler at all. Some people have been disproportionately affected more than others. And this is due to maybe the background that they are coming from, or due to the nature of their job, and due to maybe they have health issues or so on and so forth. So for this reason, we see that some Asians background and then Black, African, and Black Caribbean community are mostly affected. And for sure, we are the people that are really keeping off from the vaccination. So, but we need to give help to ourselves, to people in this community, for them to be aware of the COVID and how they could be helped most. As I said, there's no compulsion in the vaccination, and if you want to wait, it's allowed. We can wait and you know, and take our time to make our informed decision about the vaccination. However, the golden rule is that we need to keep safe. We need to be safe, protect ourselves as much as we can. So for community champions that I was talking about earlier, is that we're looking for people who are within the community. There can be a COVID chatter, and who will be trusted by people that people can relate to on culturally. For example, maybe from black background, we'll be able to relate with somebody that is from that ethnic minority, and people from Asian background will be able to relate with people from Asian background. So we need people that can speak the mother's language, whereby people can communicate culturally in the mother's language, relating to the worries, concerns that they are having as far as this COVID is concerned. So we're looking for people in these cohorts from Black, African, Asian, and the southern part of Asian, Pakistani, Bangladeshi, and then we're looking for people that can, you know, speak to people within the community. So these are people that are known as, you know, COVID chatters. And then it's not necessarily that they need to be new into their job. They can be someone that, you know, that are already embedded in the community, or somebody that comes here from overseas who have time to spare, maybe just few hours in a week, that can talk to other people in their mother's language about the effects or how COVID has impacted the life of the people in that area. Because the thing there is that, as I've said, that the fact that some people have, before the COVID-19, that an individual, we have a lot on our plate regarding to stress that we're going through on daily basis. And with the COVID-19, this has really made things more overwhelming for us. So some people are really bottling up these worries and concerns, and this has increased the rate of depression within our community. And this we try to reduce. When people talk, you let out your worries and concerns. It makes things easy. And this COVID chat, the names or number of the people that are giving it are not recorded. It's just a way that it's a kind of mainstream that it can be passed back into the government, whereby government can fix or can look at the loopholes whereby they can help us in a better way within the community. So we're looking for our community champions. It's not necessarily that we need to go to school and go to higher university or things like that, but just people that can talk on one-to-one to people about the worries and the concerns that they are having. And these are the sort of people that we're looking for within our community. And there is a training for this, which is free of charge. And I think the certificate will be absolutely be given after the training. So we're looking for people that can engage in this conversation within our community to help us, because it's just a way of blowing our whistle. If you have worries and concerns, if you don't tell people, you don't tell our government, there's no way they'll be able to provide adequate solutions for us. So we're looking for people in our community that will be able to engage on one-to-one conversation about this, about COVID or any worries, maybe loss of job, loss of life, how you can do better, maybe training to get yourself better qualification, to get a better job, These are the things that we're here to help. And this is why I'm advocating on this platform that, okay, the community champions are needed in order to help us to create better impact in our life. So on that note now, I go back to the idea of back to school, getting back to normal. Of course, unfortunately, COVID-19 severely impacted the school environment, which resulted in children having online classes due to the COVID bubbles and so on and so forth. And this has really impacted the way the exam have been conducted for the past 2 years now. And there are two sides to the coins. Some children really, they are really lucky, and some that are not in favor of online schooling have really been affected. And this is one of the feedback that I got from one of our children. And on this note as well, that we across women, we're really trying to support families regarding to the results that our children have, that we are not there to be comparing our children to other children. Whatever the qualification that they get, we need to support, we need to celebrate them. And this has helped to reduce tension within many families as well. So on this note as well, a child was bitterly complaining to the extent that, it was really in a state of depression. And then, it's not something that I need to be saying on this platform, but alhamdulillah, we were able to get help for her. And then alhamdulillah, now she has, make up her mind that she's going to get herself back on track. She's going to repeat her exams, and hopefully to be able to get the required grades that she wants for her studies. Family out there, please, let's support our children. Let's support them. They are our heroes. No matter what they get, we should not tongue lash them. We need to give them adequate support and help them to do better in future. So this is really very important in a family setting. So on this note now, we ask for recommendations from all of us on this platform to please share our opinion on how we think we can work together and do better. So looking into the chat box. So how can we do better and how can we help ourselves? How can we do better? How can we work better to make ourselves safe, to help the people in our community? Regarding to the training that I mentioned earlier, is all about community champions to help people to pour out their worries and concerns. The training is just for about 2 hours, and then the certificate will be given, and it's just for one to be able to give a helping hand to people within our community, how to help, how to make our community COVID safe. Okay, from our sister Mariam, said, I think even though the wearing of masks is not mandatory anymore, I think it's important that people still wear it in order to fully protect themselves. Yes, I agree with you, Sister Mariam. Thank you for that beautiful comment. Yes, even though it's so amazing that the way people behave. You know, around this time last year, we were all panicking when the heads were rolling. But now, people will just go about. It's really amazing how forgetful human beings are. Anyway, it's not surprising because Allah says human beings are from Nas. Nas is from root word, which means we are always very forgetful. So when I go out shopping, sometimes I say, people are not aware. Even if they'll be looking at you as if you are a strange person. When you maybe around about 15 people, you are the only one wearing mask. Subhanallah. And this COVID is still out there. It's still out there. Many people are contacting it every day. So the little we can do is to wear our mask, wash our hands regularly, and by not touching our face, or our eyes, keep our hands away from our eyes. So it's very important that we still keep ourselves safe by wearing the mask. So we shouldn't be put off with that. At least with that little protection that it will give is something. So may Almighty Allah help us. So another word, our brother said that word of mouth, letting friends and family know, so they are aware. So that's a really good point as well, that we can do word of mouth and telling our families and family and to know and to be aware about the COVID-19. That is really good point. And this is something that we community champions are doing as well, by talking to people, telling them, encouraging them, upkeeping their health, and then sanitation and things like that. So it's really a good point. Thank you very much for that. And then Sister further said that I think if it's not necessary, people shouldn't travel as much until the virus is fully under control. I'm worried for a second wave, and I do not want another lockdown. Yeah, you're absolutely right, Samaria, because I don't want another lockdown as well, because our freedom is something that I really cherish so much. But by being under lockdown, as if we were in a cage. So to handle, so it's really good if people could observe these little things that can make huge difference. It's really good. So if people can maintain, keep applying these simple rules, inshallah, I think there'll be no third wave or second wave. So I pray Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to continue to protect and abide with each and every one of us. Thank you very much for that. So on this note, we were able to gather some feedback about the vaccination. And this is just an introductory section whereby I would like to gather some of the worries and concerns that we're having. And then inshallah, hopefully for the next session, we'll be inviting a medical personnel whereby they'll be able to tackle some of the worries and the concerns that we have about this COVID-19. And then whereby we'll be able to work together in harmony to make sure that our households are, COVID safe. So I pray to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to continue to abide with us and help us in our community. So another question. Okay, regarding the back to school topic, what advice do you have for people who didn't do as well in their exam? One of my friends didn't do well and is worried because she didn't get into the school she wanted. Oh, thank you very much. So it's really a huge concern, and it's something that the government knows about that. As I said, that there are two sides to the coins. Some people, they don't like exam, and some children, they don't like the school setting. So the lockdown really pays them because it suits them whether some people really excel in their exam results. However, some students that are not used to this system as well were adversely affected. So on this note, it's never too late. And this is what we are doing on this platform, giving support, counseling as well to our youth. So normally we're going to have another youth session in 2 weeks' time, and whereby you'll be able to talk to a person in private. And if you think that time is too long, you can signpost your friend to me. I can intervene and on one-to-one and talk to her. But the bottom line is that every one of us, we need encouragement. So your friend needs an encouragement. You shouldn't feel that she has left her parents or herself down. It's something that she can still grab it up. And for this reason, the government gave opportunity for students to repeat and to have receipts for their exams. One is coming up in October, but as I understand that from now to October might be too difficult for a student to handle 3 subjects. So 3 or 4, because I don't know the number of subjects it's in, but minimum is 3 and maximum maybe 4 or 5. So what I will advise your friend is that maybe she needs to receipt the exam. It depends on, I don't know the grade she has. So, but if it's someone that is going for well-sought courses in the uni, for example, medicine, pharmacy, law, something that she can go back and do the receipt. Before you know, 1 year is not that long. So she needs to brush up her books, start getting ready, and she doesn't need to feel ashamed. As Muslims, we know we always have a win-win situation. Whatever comes to us, we need to be thankful to Almighty Allah, and we need to realize that Allah have said that He will never put a burden that is beyond our control on us. So it might shake us, but it's to make us a better person. So for your friends to have the affirmation in Allah that Allah is the one that is in control of our life, I believe, inshallah, your friend will be able to excel if she prepare well by covering all those topics that is in the curriculum. Inshallah, your friend will excel and she will do better. So the number one thing that she can do now, I don't know if it's something that she has been preparing for. If she wants to do the exam in October, it's up to her. But doing the exam in October may not give us the chance to have the receipt in the same school again in July. So it's two options now. She can do it in October if she's ready, or she can take a gap year, or speak with the school authority if she wouldn't mind to go back to the school, re-enroll herself back into year 13, and do the exam all over again. So I pray to Almighty Allah to make it easy for her and for each and every one of you on this platform. May Allah make our affairs easy. But if you want her to speak with me, Mariam, you can send her number to me, okay, or give her my number. Inshallah, I'll be able to help her as much as I can. May Almighty Allah help us all. Amen. So I would like to get the vaccine. However, my parents are against me having it. My school doesn't really follow COVID guidelines well, and I'm worried for when school starts again. Thank you very much, Sister Zaina. Yeah. So that is the problem that we have at this moment. So, and as I've said that earlier, that okay, nobody can compel you to have the vaccination against your accord. If you are not ready to take the vaccination, no one can force you. But on this note, you know, Islamically, you say we have to listen to our parents, but at the same time, your health is very important. So, and with the fact that your school is not following the COVID guidelines as well, I think this is something that I will advise you to speak with your parents so that maybe at least if the school authority could uphold the guidelines about, you know, wearing the mask, washing hands, sanitation station, whereby you can use the gel to rub your hand all the time, at least that will help to certain extent, you know, and for you wearing your mask as well. And there are some prayers that we say Islamically as well, you know, Allahumma inni a'udhu bika min al-barasi wal junun wa min sayil asqam. So these are some of the prayers that we can say. So I pray to Almighty Allah to help you. But on that note as well, I don't know your age, Zainab, but the medication has been rolled out now, and I think it's going to be extended to age of 15, to be very soon or next week. So you can ask your parents to talk to your GP, and then so that you all put everything on the table. Why are the reasons that they don't want you to take the vaccination? And then, you know, the reason that you have that you would like to take the vaccination to protect yourself. So, and then we can now, you know, juggle in between the two and see which one that is better for you. But don't let us rule out the fact that the school authority need to tighten up, you know, the guidelines against the vaccination. It's very important. So I hope by doing that, or if you need further help as well, you can speak to me in private, or I can get medical personnel that can speak to your parents or when we are going to have the next session, you'll be able to, you'll be able to speak with medical personnel as well. And I hope your parents are on this platform as well. So I pray to Almighty Allah to protect each and every one of us. So, but for the meantime, while you are not taking the vaccination, please, my dear, try to observe the rules of vaccination. I know when you go out there in shopping center, people will be looking at you as if you are the only odd one out, covering your nose, putting the gel on and on. But at least you are doing it for a purpose. So we need, our safety is very important. We need to take that as a higher priority. So may Almighty Allah make things easy for us. Okay. In regards to being a COVID charter, is there any age restriction, and is it for anyone around the UK or Manchester specifically? I'm interested. However, I'm not sure if I meet the requirements. That's really good. I would like to know, how old are you? Because there are several sessions. Maybe for the program that we are running is from maybe adults level from 18, but we could consider age of 17 for community champions. And hopefully, maybe, okay, that's really fine. I think you'll be able to enroll as a community champion, because what we realize that maybe at this age, most of you are in the final year of your secondary school, and you will need this work experience. Yeah. So for this, from age of 17, you are allowed to be one of our community champions, and you can volunteer for us. And then it's good, they will be able to give you reference when you get a proper job. So you are welcome on board, Fatima. So you can contact me, send your details, and then I will give you the list of the training section and how to carry on the registration. So that's fine. Thank you for your interest. Are there more questions or any worries or concerns that we have? So to round things up, as I've said, I've been a charter and volunteer the same role. Yes, they are the same role. A charter is somebody that can talk in confidence with the people within the community, and it can be on face-to-face, it could be online, it could be precedented or unprecedented. Okay, like maybe you just meet someone and you say, hello, how are you doing? How is your day? How have you been affected by COVID? Is there anything that is bothering you? Is there anything that you want the government to change to make things better within our community? Are there anything that are lacking? Or is there anything that you think government could have done better? So these are some of the things that you do. But by the time you go for the training, you'll be able to learn more about the charting and how to do it better. So inshallah, and it's going to be regulated. It's not that you just meet a random person on the road, because your safety and the safety boundary, confidentiality are some of the things that we need to put into consideration. And that's the purpose of the COVID chat volunteer coordinator. So we won't just send you to any random person. So your safety is very important as well. So the role are the same. Charter and volunteer is the same, but it's just change of words. So it's the same. And say community champion or volunteer. Community champions are for people maybe that like head of school, teachers, and so on. But it's used interchangeably. So you can be a community champions as well. So for your role. So it's still the same thing. Charter, volunteer, community champion is the same role. Okay, it's just a change of word. So may Allah help us and make our affairs easy. Okay, one of my friends were telling me that the government was offering free bus rides or taxis to COVID vaccination center. Is this correct? No, it's not. It's not. It's not a rumor, Maria. It's true, because we might say that the promotion on the COVID-19 is huge, but as we know, as Muslims, that Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam said that, okay, if you save a life, it's like you save a community. So because within a community, or for example, if you are in your canteen now and someone has contracted the virus and you are eating and dining together, as I've said, that the rate at which this thing spread is in exponential ratio. It's not just going to be to one person, but it will affect like 10 people, 100 people in a day. So the government says that it's better to cut the chain of the transmission to help to save life rather than the virus to be spreading about. So it's true, because by the time somebody is admitted on NHS bed in a day, it's a lot of money. And like, I don't know, for people coming from overseas, it's thousands of pounds that they have to pay to stay in NHS bed for one day. So, but for government to render that help, to pay for taxi, to save somebody from spreading the virus to other people, they think is better and it's more cost effective than, just letting everything loose and people passing the virus from one angle to the other. If you understand what I'm saying. So it's true that the government, they give taxi and their buses plying the vaccination routes, I think hourly or 2 hours basics, whereby they will take you to and fro to the vaccination center. So that is true. But as I said, you are a Muslim, so you still need to work this out with your parents and make sure that, okay, everything goes on well. Though I know and I appreciate that in UK law, is your rule about your medication vaccination that really matters. But as a Muslim child, we are trained to obey and comply with our parents. But you can chuckle in between the two rules. Okay, what are the pros, what are the cons? And make sure that, okay, your parents understand your concerns before taking the vaccination. So may Almighty Allah make it easy for all of us. And may Almighty Allah give us the guidance to take the right pathway to secure the best health for us. And then help our community to be COVID safe. Okay, so I think if there is no other question, we quickly round up today's talk about going back to school, getting back to normal. What can I and you do to make things better? So COVID-19, for sure, we all know is real. It's real. Whether it's being manufactured or whether it's natural, it's real. And it's really affecting so many lives out there. Our roles and objective as Muslims is to keep ourselves safe. And for that, only thing that we have at this moment is the vaccination. And it's so amazing that even God is so powerful that he knows how he assigns things to different countries in different ways. Back home in Nigeria, where I came from, the impact of the COVID is there, but the impact is not as huge as the way it's affecting us in England. But we need to make sure that we obey the rules. And then for people back home, for them to have the vaccination, they are still far, far, far away from getting the vaccination. Unlike here, where so many of us have been double jabbed. So back home in Nigeria, no, the vaccination is not prevalent there at the moment, or in other parts of the of Asian community as well. But here we get taxi for people, and in some parts of the world, I realize that they are even paying them to get the vaccination. So it's run online, but it still boils down to the fact that they believe that if a life is saved, it's better than, for the virus to be passed on to other people. So that is all about that. So we need to ensure that we're protecting ourselves, protecting others. When we sneeze, we need to sneeze on our bend our elbow and try to trap in the droplets instead of spreading it onto other people. So these are some of the things that we need to do by wearing our face mask, washing our hands regularly, and which Islam has, taught us anyway. So these are some of the things that we can do. And this is one of the reasons that I think we need to treat this topic, getting back to normal. We shouldn't forget where we're coming from. The COVID-19 is still out there, but we need to make sure that we safeguard ourselves, we protect ourselves, to make sure that we are not contacting the virus, and then people that already contacted the virus are not passing it on to other people. It's very important. And then the issue about the vaccination as well, we need to make informed decision about it. Some of the websites whereby we can get information are BUZZ. You can check it out. They have various resources whereby we can learn more about the COVID-19. Is it affecting fertility? Is it affecting the specific age? It's not like ethnic cleansing at all. It's not ethnic cleansing, because this same vaccination is being rolled out regardless of whether we're Black or Asian. It's not given at random to people. Everybody is allowed to take anyone that they want to take, and it's not that the government is trying to wipe up certain population. So we really need to be clear about that. And then some of the websites that we can check is about doctors around the world. At least doctors around the world. It's not just Black or Asian. So we can search all this off to get information. And if you are still not clear as well, you can contact me in person. And that's why I brought this topic that, as I said, that one of our aims and objectives is to help ourselves. So the specific topic that you want us to treat on this platform, inshallah, we have so many medical personnel that can, open our eyes to the truth about the COVID, or about the effect that it has on us. So inshallah, if there are other topics that you want us to discuss, you can send this to me, and inshallah we'll make arrangements with our medical personnel that will be able to come on this platform and discuss the topic in detail with us. So I pray to Almighty Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to continue to enrich our house, to continue to bless us, be with us, protect us, and keep us away from the evil disease of COVID-19. May Almighty Allah help us and help each and every one of us. So the Community Champions Program is about, it's a sponsored program by COVID Health Equity of Manchester. And their aim and objective is giving people what they need to achieve according to their best health. Because as I've said earlier, that some people have been disproportionately affected. And these are like Black community, Caribbean community, Pakistani, Bangladeshi, and even the disabled people. And for this reason, so many of these cohorts population lost their job. It could be due to the nature of their job, or it could be to their family setting, how we always, congregate together within our family setting. And government does not want this to happen again. And for that reason, they are asking for we community champions to come on board, to talk to people, for them to express their worries, their concerns about COVID-19, because they believe that connecting culturally to people in this aspect, in terms of their language, ethnicity, will make a huge difference. So because they will know where they are coming from and they share the same opinion and thoughts together. So the areas of priority, especially for those of us that are in Manchester, are in Ardwick, Chatham Hill, Clayton, Openshaw, Hyper A, Northside, Rosshill, Wally Range, Levenshulme, Longsight, and Hume. So, and then the recruitment will be from schools, places of worship, and youth services. So, and I said that we provide basic training for the community champions, and this is really good on our CV. And then if you volunteer for the COVID equity, they give references for the time and effort that we spend with them. So working together and to help to make our community COVID safe, at least to protect ourselves and protect our family. So we need to find an agreeing solution together. So maybe if somebody is ready to volunteer to be a community champion, maybe you want to spend 1 hour in a week, and it's not something that is very strenuous, it's so easy. So just for you, somebody to have someone that can listen to them, treat them with respect, at least listen to them for once, for their opinion to be taken into consideration. And all these are logged in a book that we sent back to the government, and they need to act and make things better for us. Names, addresses, telephones are not needed to be given, except if there is need for follow-up, which the residents need to adhere to or comply with before this is carried out. So I think that's on that note, that's all that I have to say. So I hope today's reminder benefits us, and we should not be discouraged about maybe any result that we have. We should know that for a Muslim, it's always a win-win situation. We should always remember the story of the Khidr in the Surah Al-Kahf. Sometimes when things are delayed for us, there is a purpose. And sometimes when things happen in such a way that it's not favorable for us, there is a purpose. And we must always remember that Allah has said in the Quran that La yukallifu Allahu nafsan illa wusaha. Allah will not burden us beyond our capability. So it's the promise of Allah, and Allah will continue to make ways for us from where we have no expectation. Well, we need to be steadfast and believe in our God. May Almighty Allah help us and make our affairs easy. So this community champions also is all about, to build trust, embedded a way of working that can be sustained beyond the COVID-19 pandemic. Because as we know that some people have lost their job as a result of this COVID-19. And one of the aims and objectives of Across Women is that we don't want crisis within the family. We try to bridge the gap. We try to tell people that, okay, our youth, we don't want you to rely on substance misuse. When problems comes, there are ways that we can deal with them. We don't need any stimulant, to keep us in sober condition. We need to have the conviction that Allah is there looking over us, and we need to be able to stand on our feet, hold our head high, that inshallah we're going to be successful. We don't need any drug, we don't need anything, we don't need depression in our life. So talking and speaking out, not bottling up ideas and worries and concerns, inshallah, will make things easy for us. So inshallah, that is one of the aims of Across Women Charity, And any worries and concern, we have our email address up there. So you can give us a shout or you can give us a call. So I pray to Almighty Allah to continue to be with us and abide with each and every one of us. Any worries and concerns, please note that somebody is out there listening. Somebody is out there that listen to your concern. And you know, on our youth section, we've given so many talks. On the family section, we're giving so many talks about not getting into depression due to this COVID. We've given so many talks on how to be resourceful, how to channel our ways and adhere to other things that will be profitable for us in our lives. So I enjoy you, my fellow youth on my youth on this platform, that we need to hold our head high. You are our hero. You can do well, and inshallah, you are going to be successful. You don't need any drug. You don't need any substance. Allah is there watching over you. If there is any concern that you feel you cannot connect with your family, know that somebody is in across room and that can listen to your worry, that can listen to your concern, and that can provide solution, that can help you or signpost you where you can get adequate help and support. So I pray to Almighty Allah to continue to be with us, guide us, protect us, perfect our way, perfect our deen, and put off all sort of evil away from us. So I say Jazakumullahu khairan to everyone for paying attention, for listening on this platform today. And if you could please send your email address for those of us that are interested in the community champion, and from there we can take it up on how to help. And regarding the school that are not observing the COVID safety regulation, it's something that if you want me to send the email, you can send the email to the school so that they can uphold these rules and regulations, so that they can keep our children safe and healthy. It's very important for schools to uphold the safety rule about COVID-19. So I think our sister Miriam that mentioned that point. If you want me to take that up, if you think your parents will be able to take that up with the school, that's fine. But if you want me to do so, something that I can do, it's not difficult for me. I can send the email to the school by contacting me. So I pray to Allah to be with us and protect us and protect our family. So we ask, is there any question or any other thing that anyone would like to raise before we call it a day on this platform today? So on that note, I say thank you to everyone for listening today. Jazakumullahu khairan for your time. May Allah bless your home. May Allah keep you safe. May Allah continue to protect us, protect our community, protect our society, protect everyone from this COVID-19. And then I use this opportunity to pray to Allah to give sound health to those that have been affected by the illness. So may Almighty Allah restore their health back to them as soon as possible. And may Allah protect each and every one of us from the virus. So on that note, I say Jazakumullahu khairan. And as we normally do, we recite Suratul Asri to remind ourselves about towards the end of the evening. Allah says that mankind will be in state of loss except those that do righteousness and they are patient and they fear Allah. So may Allah count us among those that will fear Him. May Almighty Allah count us among those that will be righteous and will be able to observe the patience. So we recite the surah together, and on that note, we call it a day today. May Allah reward you abundantly for your time in this life and in the hereafter. Say Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Al-Asr inna al-insana lafi khusr illa alladhina amanu wa amilu salihat tawasaw bil haqq wa tawasaw bis sabr. Subhanaka Allahumma wa bihamdik Ashhadu an la ilaha illallah. Astaghfiruka wa atubu ilaik. Subhana rabbika rabbil izzati amma yasifun. Salamu ala salim. Alhamdulillahi rabbil alamin. Jazakumullahu khairan kathira, everyone. May Allah reward you all abundantly. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Assalam.